Hello everybody, welcome to Champions Day. Of course, this Easter weekend we look forward to some great racing, superb Group 1 racing, the Triple Crown, the Wilgeborgsdrift Triple TRS, so much action happening at Turffontein on Saturday, and Beltway Way to Win is here to guide you through it all. A little different this time with our show. We're going to bring you some training interview clips as well as the reruns. We're going to start straight in the first where we welcome you to Champions Day. It's a maiden plate over the 1400 metres and we like this horse. One of those days does look like the right horse in the race, currently priced up at 13 to 20. Sean Terry has also got this horse Millennium Warrior in there, who's currently at 11 to 2. And I see Joe Somer's got that horse Proper, who's currently at 5 to 1. But we did catch up with Sean Terry, and he'll bring you up to speed with just how well these horses are in the opener.
Yeah, I think a nice coupling. Millennium has been improving all the while. I think a testing 1400 will be fine for him, and he's got an each way chance. One of those days, last run was a good one. At his second run after a short break, and he's got to have a decent chance if everything goes his way.
Okay, so there's a bit of confidence coming from the Sean Terry stable. One of those days certainly does put up a fair performance, and we're going to show you that rerun now. As previously stated, hottie in the race. Most professional punters, I think, are going to start with one of those days. Here's the replay. Daryl Murray's with me in the studio. Daryl, morning.
Morning, Clyde. Yes, in the grey silks over there, back in second. Just behind Porridge Boy, rated 101. Towards the inside in the blue and white is Shory Bomber. He came out and won. And towards the outside in the Verner's Family Silks is Night Skizzle. And he ran last in his next start. Yeah. Drifted off the boards and ran last. Now, Clyde, this horse buried us in his penultimate start behind Coppercliff. We fancied him to kill on that occasion.
Correct.
But yes, he's met the right field come Saturday. Got the plum draw because number 9's coming out. He won. A lot in his favour. He's going to strip fitter. That was his first run after a layoff. But I have included number 6, Proper. You know, a week prior to his debut, the word was out this horse can run like the wind. And clearly he never put in an effort. Mr. Somers said, no. Let's gull him. Let's put him away. And I don't know where he is in his preparation, but this horse has got a huge reputation. So if there is one to topple the favourite, it's number 6. Proper. So I've added number 6 in, and I've also added the scratching to double up in the opening leg of Jackpot 1. I don't like the form line of number 3.
All makes a lot of sense. Let's go into race number 2 now, the Wilgeborgsdrift SA Fillies Nursery over the 1160 metres. And I can tell you that in terms of the Thursday morning market, number 3, Get Up's top of the boards. It's at 18 to 10 to win it. 2, Fateful Love is at 5 to 2. Number 4, Good Day Sunshine is currently trading at 28 to 10, and the 5, Griselda, 5 to 1. Sean Terry's can do nothing wrong at the moment. So we stayed in the yard and we said to Sean, what's the story, Griselda or Get Up?
Get Up is only a maiden winner, but she won it in good style, and I would think she's going to go on from there. Griselda, very unlucky race, a little handy last time in the feature race, and just found one too good. But I think racing up there doesn't really suit her, so we change tactics there. Having said that, there's 2 or 3 runners in the race. It's quite competitive, but I expect mine to both go really well, and I might lean towards Get Up.
Well, there you go. Might lean towards Get Up. We happy with that, right, Daryl? That debut performance was promising in that she just won convincingly.
Yeah, not might for me. No if, buts, or maybes for me. This is the best juvenile filly I've seen this season. Now, Clyde.
Have a look at her while you're talking. Have a look at her.
We need to touch on this because she was always behind the pace, but she always had this racing control. It always looked like she was going to get the better of them. That's how
she's just slicing her way through, right? Sure.
She's getting the better of Stagger Wing over here. Stagger Wing had the run, the benefit of one run going into this race. Look at her. She made her look awesome. She came out and ran 4th in the Ruffian. But we need to touch on the time, Clyde. The Colts version. She beat Prayers and Promises by 6 lengths. Sherlock Holmes by 6.5 lengths.
Sure.
That's how quick her time was.
And Sherlock Holmes romped the other day.
Absolutely. Banker number 3, obviously in the second leg of Jackpot 1 and the opening leg of the Bipots.
Okay, well, we've got Bipots up for you now. There it is. It's a 16 Rand Bipot, everybody. So make sure you get the Bipots on. We're expecting big pools. It's World Pool Day. Don't forget, lots of money in the pools that we of course look forward to as we now go to the Tab SA Nursery Group 2 over 1160 metres. And let me bring you up to speed with the latest there, and that is Gimme Vodka, another Sean Terry horse, priced up at 6-10 to win it. 6, the Bronx Bull, is 2-1 for Tony Peter. And then after that, you can get 7-2 about the 4-horse Kudu Karen, and then 14-1 about the 1 Better Never Ends. Again, we knocked on Sean Terry's door to find out about the odds-on favourite.
Yeah, I see there's a couple of scratchings in the race. He's had a really good prep. The last run was just to sharpen him up with the cheek pieces, just to help him along in the early parts of the race. But I've taken him off. I don't think he needs it in a 6 furlong. And he's in good order. I'm expecting a massive run.
Good order, massive run. Should win, or where are you with us?
Are we going to go watch his replay?
We can. Of course, we've got it pulled
Yeah,
up for you.
I mean, there is on the outside, and World Attractions in the middle of the track over there. Look who's just behind, and that's a concern for me. A filly called Ruby Whisper got within a length of her. I know she was in receipt of 5.5 kilograms, which is a lot of weight, but that's a huge concern. And we all expected World Attraction to win easier that day, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So I don't go into this race overly bullish. What I can say is the cheek pieces were removed immediately thereafter.
Yeah.
Step back up to 1200. I've got healthy respect for the Bronx Bull. That form line was franked. And Clyde, he hasn't put a foot wrong. They fancied him on debut. And I know on a line through World Attraction, he's held by Gimme Vodka, but he's got the come-on look. They lightly raced juveniles. On a line through Gone Cold, he should have the beating of Kudu Karen. And Kudu Karen was receiving 3 kilograms, and I had a look at his breeding. There's so much stamina on the dam side. I'm a little bit worried about this distance in his second start. And Turn It Up was rumoured to be badly in need of that comeback effort.
Yeah.
So I'm going 2 from 6 here, obviously 4 for the trifecta, straight line.
Yeah, you made mention there's the line on the World Attraction. That's how you can summarise it. But if you weren't impressed enough with the fact that Gimme a Vodka in the company that she was in, the third horse was close up and not too good, etc. Well, the Bronx Bull obviously is a serious consideration. But in the PAs, we're not too worried. Gimme a Vodka should at least run a place. Let's take a look at that 72 Rand PA perm. Now there's a pick 6, don't forget, a pick 6 carryover of R1 million. 5 million rands expected in the pick 6 pool. This is the Wilgeborstdrift Caradoc Gold Cup, and it's run over 2,850 metres. Just in terms of the market, I can tell you very quickly that the favourite is number 2, Aladdin's Lamp. It's priced up at 5-2 this morning. 3, Dumio, is 28-10. Number 7, Enflame, is 7-2. And the 1, Poet's Warrior, 5-1. 10, Kissing Machine, 8s, 14s and better about the balance. Not an easy race, but Aladdin's Lamp's now joined the De Kock team.
No, he arrived in good form, and basically the last 2 or 3 weeks we've just been putting in as much work as we can into him, and he seems to be a nice straightforward horse. He's never been this sort of trip before, but his last race looked like he finished the race off well over 2,400 metres and would suggest that will be no problem. So we thought we'd have a crack and see how he goes.
Okay, there is Damio in this race, who's I thought that last start of his was impressive in the man that he's won. Yes, there's more pudding and all that sort of stuff, but he seems to be, getting on with things now and coming right.
Damio.
Yeah.
Clyde, here's the replay of the World Sports Betting Aquanauts, and he thumped Aladdin's Lamp. Behind them with the white blinkers in the all blue is Enflame, and that's also a contender over here. But Damio, my concern is, Clyde, he blows hot and cold. I think if he can reproduce a similar effort, he'll go close to winning. I know there's a 2 kg swing in Aladdin's favour, but Damio isn't as consistent as Aladdin's.
Yeah.
Is he? And then you've got the conundrum with Poet's Warrior in the race. And who likes to go up handy or lead?
He's gone in the front.
Poet's Warrior and Damio.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation is going to
So
be.
Enflame's not going to have a problem with pace.
Exactly,
Right,
Clyde. That's the point I'm making. Enflame stays all day.
Sure.
Stays all day in the
Stays all day.
28.50. How can we be writing him off?
Yeah.
I think just based on consistency, Aladdin's Lamp and Enflame, but healthy respect, obviously, for Damio. And then Poet's Warrior. I mean, barring his two dismal runs, which is clearly not him, and the Cape Town effort, you can't fault his form. He's a galloper of note. What a race, Clyde.
What a race. It starts the pick six. Here's a look at that 5 million rand pool. We're predicting that pool. That's Daryl's perm that's on screen. And he's spending about 800 rand, hoping, of course, to get some of the action out of that pick six pie. Okay, guys, let's get on to race number 5 now. Talk about what the action is in terms of this event. And One Eye on Vegas is top of the boards, is priced up at 16 to 10. Two Main Defender 2 to 1, and the 4 Texas Red is at 5 to 1. 7 to 1 about the 1 Cosmic Speed and the 3 Cat Pajamas. 10 to 1 about the 5 Money Heist 12s, and better about the balance. One Eye on Vegas, we went to the De Kock team and chatted to Matt to find out just how well this horse is coming into the race.
This season so far, he's been running some good races. Unfortunately, just found 1 or 2 3-year-olds slightly better than him. Tin Pan Alley's victory in the Horsechester, I suppose, can give us a lot of confidence that he's going to be really competitive in the away. And I think, for me, he's a 14-mile specialist. So this sort of race is right up his alley, and I think he's a big runner.
Big runner, says Matt De Kock. You like him? His
Huge
favourite?
runner.
Huge.
Despite the ratings, huge runner, Clyde. This horse is top class, especially over 1400 to 1600.
Yeah.
The replay we're going to watch is
Yeah,
in the
watch where
classic.
he is now. Look where he is
This
at
is
the moment.
over 1800. Look how he switches it on over here, Clyde. He comes right up alongside Grand Empire
Sure.
and Trust. And then in the latter stages, he starts
What is the
paddling.
flat spot there? What
No,
happened?
he doesn't stay. He doesn't
Just
stay.
didn't stay.
Clyde, he's versatile too. The one day Callan rode him over 1400 at Turffontein on the standside track. He
Yeah.
didn't break well, but he got up second, exposed on the outside with no cover. That day, he put the race to bed at the 800 already. So he can go forward, he can be given a chance. I prefer him when he's given a chance because it is a small field and he won't be too far off them. Now, obviously, we have to touch on last year's winner, Main Defender.
Best in 5 kilos, best in.
Absolutely, and unbeatable over this course and distance. 5 from 6 and a second, but he's having his third run in a short period of time. And last time out, I watched his replay very carefully. Gavin had him well positioned. He had every chance, but when Gavin asked him for an effort,
Yeah.
he started lugging in and hanging. So I've got my concerns. I think One Eye on Vegas, very, very hard to beat, and a bank in all bets.
Okay, well, that's our plan. We are going One Eye on Vegas to win the Tab Hawaii. Our right horse in the race, and that's our jackpot recommendation, which of course leads us to the Tab Empress Club Stakes now. And well, Double Grand Slam is here on the Highveld. She's here. We spoke to Justin Snaith on the phone. We did before Wednesday because she had her final gallop on Wednesday morning, and our understanding of it is that she came through that gallop really very well. She's at 17 to 20 to win it. Rating from KwaZulu-Natal, Golden Palm has been here. She's 7 to 2 for Alan Greef. Candice Bass is coming. She's rating from the Cape. They're coming from Cape Town with Rainbow Laura Creed. She's 5 to 1. And then it's 7.5 to 1 about number 3, Call Me Getrix, 10s and better about the balance. So we had Justin Snaith on the phone.
Double Grand Slam is doing really well at Summerfeld. Craig Zaki managed to have a little workout on her, and he was very impressed and felt she was moving and doing well. She will have her final workout on Wednesday, so that will be the final test as to her well-being. So unfortunately, that will be happening on Wednesday. Then she will travel up to Johannesburg, and all going well, we're hoping that she'll run to her form. She is a classy individual, deserves the respect that I'm sure the opposition will give her.
Great to have her here. Is she hard to beat?
Oh, multiple Grade 1 winner, champion, Clyde, champion, isn't she?
Absolutely.
Fantastic to have her on the Highveld.
There have been a few, I must tell you, 2 different people told me about Golden Palm.
I'm in
2
Golden Palm's
people have
camp.
come to me to say Golden. I don't know if she can. Can she be in that? Can she take on the best in double
I
Grand?
think so. Why not?
Can she?
You know,
Well, the
obviously,
best 2-year-old.
obviously,
she was.
Golden Grand Slam has to run below par to give anything else a sniff here, Clyde. Rainbow Laura Keats always played second fiddle to her. Yeah, in the Mallorca That was the very same case. Rainbow Lorikeets on the outside fence in the pink with the yellow cap and double Grand Slams in the black and white against the rail. Kokenhoff is just towards the inside. And Give Me What I Want is right down the inside, Clyde. They came out and ran second and first in the Mzimkhulu, if I'm not mistaken, at Hollywood Bets Greyville. I mean, yeah, she should beat Rainbow Lorikeets again.
Yep.
She's always got the better of her, except for in the Paddock Stakes Bound wish list. And we know on that occasion, double Grand Slam didn't get the best of rides, did she?
Yeah.
So I do want to mention this. I think Rainbow Lorikeet will prefer Turffontein Standside more than what double Grand Slam would. Because double Grand Slam can really switch her on, whereas Rainbow Lorikeet builds up.
Takes her
If
time.
it was at 1800, I'd be swaying towards Rainbow.
Yeah.
But now, Clyde, have a look at the races setup. You've got Rodeo Drive, you've got Call Me Getrix, and you've got Famous Lady. They're all going to push forward. And who is drawn towards the inside of Golden Palm? Two horses that go to push forward. Richard's going to latch on to double Grand Slam and follow his every move. I think that's what he's hoping is going to happen. I can see that happening. And if that's the case, with the preparation she's at on the Highveld, I think she might just snag him when double Grand Slam breathes that Highveld air in the over the last 50. Clyde, I'm going 9 from 1.
Okay, well, Richard knows them. He knows them, Richard, at the end of the day. And that's what Daryl's recommendation is in this particular event, the double 1 and 9 by 1 and 4. As we go to race number 7 now, of course, it's a Tab Computer Form Sprint, and Buffalo Storm Cody is in town. It's priced up at 19 to 20. 2 King Dundee, the Quebec champion. Winner Goody is 7 to 1. 3 William Robertson, 7 to 1. He's having a go again, and 10 to 1 about number 4 Truth with the 5. Taxi to the Moon also at 10 to 1. We caught up with Corne Spiss about this horse William Robertson, just to find out how did that last run go and what happened.
William's defending his title, and he's in a really, really good spot. I'm very glad we got the run in last Saturday, although it poured with rain just before and it bogged him down a bit. But obviously, Monday, Tuesday, we had no work and he had his gallop. He is really in a good place. He's feeling well, he's sound. And I think he knows what's coming. So he's ready, and I expect a big run from him. Obviously, we're taking on some top sprinters, but so is he. So he's old pilot Ryan Munger on him, and the two of them really get along together. So I'm expecting a really good showing from William, and it'd be lovely if he can equal Golden Loom's record to win the computer form twice.
Yeah, it would be. It would be absolutely great if he can, William Robertson. But Buffalo Storm Cody, he just right now at this very moment, he's extremely well, this horse. We have got to start. Daryl, just want to touch through this rerun and then give us your thoughts on the race.
Well, Clyde, yes, him last time out when beating William Robertson, they locked horns over here, but you can see in the latter stages he gets the better of him. Clyde,
they're questioning the blinkers there. They're questioning blinkers. Why blinkers? Is it because it's the 1,000 meters too sharp?
Yes, I'm sure that's Tony's thinking.
Right.
You know, he's won over 1,000 in the past, but not against this company.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Grade 1 company, and there's a lot of speed in this race. So maybe it's just to try assist him. It's going to be interesting to see how he acts with him on the race day, because he has worn them once in the past, but that was when he was a colt. He got thumped by Elegant Ice at the Vaal. Since then, he's been gelded. He's unbeaten on the Highveld as a gelding. 8 from 10. When he got beaten, it was in KZN and the Western Cape. Clyde, have a look at the ratings. He's best in over here, right? It's his home ground. There's so much in his favor. But the question mark is, why change a winning formula? And I'm not here to sit and doubt Tony or his decisions he's made. But the fact is, there's a little bit of an equipment change.
Yeah.
If that enhances his performance, Clyde.
Sure.
I mean, what are we going to see on Saturday?
Yeah.
Nah, we need to touch on Truth's last effort. I know he's held by William Robertson and he's worse off at the weight, but he was so unlucky. Please watch his replay, Clyde. He was coming through to win The jockey stood up for the last 50 meters, never moved on him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to reverse the form. I prefer William Robertson on a stickier track. I've made mention of that so many times in the past. I'd love to see him fight out the finish. King Dundee, last time out, Calvin won the race at the start. Pinged the gates and
Jump
came
and
flying.
go, yeah.
Now he's next to a horse like Mover and Shaker. It's going to be interesting, Clyde. It's going to be very interesting. I want to see our boy win. Buffalo Storm Cody. Truth is my sneak over here, Clyde. 1 and 4 for me.
Just remember it's a bipod, so get the bipods on as we start the Group 1 tab computer form sprint. First leg of the bipod, Daryl's going 1 and 4, and that bipod cost 432 Rand. As we have a look now at our next event on the card, let's talk about the Hong Kong Jockey Club World Pool Premiers Champions Challenge. It's a Group 1 event, and again, great to see the horses here. See It Again is back at 17-10 at the moment. 10 Grand Empire is 9-2. 11 Trust is at 9-2. 5 Okavango is 7-1. And then you got Calvin's taken the ride on Fire Attack in the race. And that's currently at 8-1. You can get 12s and better about the balance. But Justin Snaith has got 2 of them in here. He got See It Again. And this time he brought Okavango with. And this is what he said.
See It Again, I thought ran a great race last time in Johannesburg over a shorter distance. Unfortunately, he did take a clod to the eye around the turn. The track was very wet and was quite uncomfortable in the straight. You could see he was running with his head to the side and it was completely closed by the time he came back. He's doing a lot better into this prep. We had quite a bit of rain last time into the race in Durban. It's just it's either 30 degrees or raining. This time round, I do think the prep better. I think he'll come into the race, especially back over his correct distance. And certainly Warren's being the favourite. He's a classy individual. Craig Zaki has had a feel of him and was very impressed. He's just that type of horse. A bad day for him would be a great day for any other horse. And he's just that classy individual. Very fortunate to have him running up at the Hartwell.
Okay, well, that's the latest from Justin. He's confident with See It Again. The prep's being better. They're coming back, and they're coming back to win it.
Indeed. And
They're
I think
coming
they're
back
going
to
to
win
win
it.
it.
Well, the rerun, you want to have a look?
Yes, please.
Let's take a look at this with him on this occasion.
This isn't him, Clyde. Look at his head carriage. Look at him. He doesn't look comfortable
He
over
mentioned
there.
he got a clog in the eye, what Justin said around the turn. Eh?
Hanging. And more importantly, this horse is usually like a lamb towards the back of the field, isn't he?
Yeah.
And on this occasion, Clyde, with Richard going around the bend, he was tugging him. That was unlike him. So if he relaxes, and we know this horse, Clyde, look at his form when he won the World Sports Cape betting Mats and the King's Plate. I mean, Turffontein 2000, we're going to see the best of him. I think he wasn't seen at his best over there. I think we are going to see him at his best on Saturday, and he's going to take all the beating. The only question mark is he's gone back to Durban and he's come back to the Highveld. But Frank Robinson did that with Mocha Blend.
Yep.
She came here for the Betway Summer Pudding, went back to KZN, came back up for the Betway Summer Cup and won it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
So I think if he's at his best, he'll win and it won't be a race.
Okay.
The stable companion, they've worked him out. To get the best out of him, let him stride up front. So he's probably the likely pacemaker. And Richard, when he gets his fractions up front, he can really get them on the ropes at the right time, Clyde. So I've got respect for him. And then the 3-year-olds are very interesting. Grand Empire and Trust. Word is that Craig Zaki sat on See It Again, and he's very, very pleased. Obviously, he knows what Grand Empire is about. But Trust was finishing better. So I've got a preference for Trust over Grand Empire. And then how can we not touch on last year's winner, Fire Attack?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting
Calvin's on him.
what tactics they adopt this time round.
Yep.
Last time out, he found himself in front for nothing. But that was over a mile, Clyde. It's going to what a race, Clyde. I mean, See It Again. At his best, I have to be in his camp, Clyde.
In terms of what we're going to do in the race, this is what we're deciding on our selections. We're going like this. Box them in this event with all of See It Again. The 3-horse, we like to Fire Attack. We're putting the 5 in Okavango, the 10 Grand Empire, and we're putting the 11 in as well into this box trifecta. Don't leave out Trust. Whatever you do, cost you 120. It's Derby time. Yes, it's the Tab South African Derby now, ladies and gents. Let's move on to the latest market where number 13, Curious Girls, top of the boards. Can she win the Derby? The De Koks have made the decision to run the filly in the Derby. She's 19 to 10. She was 5 to 2, so there is money for her. They've been backing one horse in the race at this point in time, and that's Curious Girl. 5 Texas Missile is 9 to 2. 10 Diogenes for Waishong Mawing is currently at 9 to 2 that Muzi's riding, and the 1 Radio Star is at 7 to 1 for Michael Azzi. 10 to 1 the 8 Masters Spy, and then it's 14 to 1 and better about the balance. We did go to Matt de Kock just to question him about the choice of running her in the SA Derby.
Yeah, she won a lovely race in the Oaks Trial. She went back to Durban and she's coming back up here on Friday. She's done really well in Durban. Dad's happy with her work. We've elected to go for the Derby race against the Colts. Obviously, it's always a little bit of an unknown, but we thought on paper she had a very good chance there, and with the ratings it was more suited. So hopefully she travels up well on Friday, runs her best, and if she does, I'm sure she's going to give them a good shake-up.
Okay, listen, they're quietly confident this with Curious Girl. She's favoured. They're backing her already. The punters are already starting to take the price about her. She was whatever she was. She's shortened in the betting now. She's won convincingly her last few starts. I know you did pull a rerun for us. Which rerun have you got for us now with her?
Ormond Forest Oaks Trial, Clyde. Look at her over here. What a stride. I mean, the further they went, the more distance she was putting between herself and the opposition. And what's interesting, Clyde, the Ormond Forest Oaks Trial and the World Sports Betting Hawam Stakes was on the same day, of the same course and distance. And take a guess what happened. Curious Girl would have beaten Diogenes by 8 lengths.
Sure.
And Curious Girl was carrying 60, Diogenes 54. 6 kgs more. Times, boys and girls, are going to the bank over here. But Radio Stars could be a thorn in their side over here, because there's so much stamina in his pedigree, Clyde. He's by a fire away out of an ideal world mare. That's the family of cherry on top, cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Clyde, but
So
all
no
depends.
issues with that.
This horse can take a tug. He can be a little bit keen in his races, so it's going to be interesting how they ride him over this distance, because he needs to see out the 2450 on the standside track at Turffontein.
Yeah.
To win it. If he's doing too much, he's going to come up for air. But I'm sure they're going to try ride him a bit more patiently, because he does have a tricky draw. And first things first, they're going to try get him to settle. If that's the case and he settles, he will go very close to winning. Ratings say so. Then we need to touch on the World Sports Betting Awam Stakes outcome, where Diogenes beat Texas Missile. Obviously, there's a swing in the weights, and you can't discount Master Spy too. Now, Master Spy, on the dam side, there's so much stamina. I think the second dam was Arcola, and she won the Oaks herself. But he's also drawn out in the bush. But Texas Missile interests me. We were on course that day, and what did the owner tell us? They were a little bit wary. They had their doubts on race day itself. He wasn't 100%.
Yeah. Needed just one.
And it looks like he's such an easy horse to ride. He gets there to the front. He does it all his own way. I think he's going to love the 2450, and he can be ridden cold as well when he won his maiden.
Yeah.
I think the race is really going to pan out well for him, and I can't wait to see him over the 2450.
So,
I'm going for Texas Missile.
Have you? Okay.
The missiles are flying in Dubai.
Yeah, well, there you go. Let's take a look at that. Look at that jackpot. 1-5. Let's talk about this jackpot quickly. So
Yes.
you're going 1, 5, 8, 10, 13 in the first leg. Then you're looking to beat Hazy Daisy. I see you've got Hazy Daisy.
Sorry.
Yeah, you don't have to apologise. Daisy Jones, you're putting in Little Miss Million, and you're putting in Drum Nadrocket as well, right? So you're looking to beat her. Then in the running of the handicap in the 11th race up the straight, you've gone Umzingili Wenyati, you put in the 3 African Prince.
And Xenophon.
And you put the 5 Xenophon in there. And then right at the back, I just want to pull that up quickly. There's Apprentice handicap at the back. You've gone all of Cambarty, the 4. You put the 5 Brave Viking in. You're adding the 8 Space Mission in. And the 11. Is that right, Bay Empire?
Correct, Clyde. 300 Rand for a full perm. Smaller punters might want to bank a Hazy Daisy, but I really like Drumna Drochet in the Oaks.
Race number 10 now is the Wilgeborstdrift Bridget Oppenheimer South African Oaks. Hazy Daisy. The check has been made. The R1 million bonus check is on standby. It's ready to be handed over to the team. And they're all very excited about her. Corne Spiss, we were there with him just to find out a bit more about what's the latest with Hazy Daisy.
Yeah, Triple Tiara, Johnny, that's a big thing for us, obviously. And, she's come from obscurity, so I think she's a people's favorite. Everything's just gone so well for her, the whole prep for this whole Triple Tiara thing, and obviously culminating in the big one. So she's perfectly on track. We've had no bumps or hiccups in her preparation. I think she's pretty much, delivered and showed what she's about, and I'm sure she's going to have a lot of support from the crowd on Saturday. So, holding our breath, and like I say, for the stable, it'll be a big thing if we can win a race like that. But also, the Triple Tiara, that is, it's like a dream come true. And wouldn't it be lovely if William can win the Group 1 as well?
Yeah, who said horses know their prices? How much does she cost?
37.5.
37,500. Are you listening? 37,500, and they're on their way to win the Wilgeborstdrift Triple Tiara. Makes you think, huh?
Jeez.
Makes you think. Here's what happened when she was in action last time, Daryl.
Yeah, and Clyde, 300 meters prior to where we picked up that replay, she was in trouble. They swooped her, and it looked like she was under a bit of pressure.
She was just taking a breather, man. She was just taking a breather.
Is it? Okay, I must admit the Golden Palm was closing in. But Clyde, she controlled. It was such a great ride by Trent. I mean, he did everything right. He controlled the fractions up front. He didn't go quick whatsoever. Times confirm that. And she just kept finding. But it's a long way extra, isn't it, Clyde? 650 meters isn't an extra furlong.
No.
You know what 650 meters is?
No, sure, 100%.
So
if you've got any stamina doubt, then you play to beat her. If you've got any stamina.
The dam was a sprinter.
Yeah.
The second dam was a sprinter.
Yes.
I think if she does get beaten, it's because she doesn't stay. And let's hope that's not the case. We want to see her win.
Yeah, of course.
But we're going to the track to try and make money. And are you going to lump on at 7 to 10? Knowing that she still has to go the extra distance and see it out? I don't think there's no value in that. And from day one, I've said to myself, Drumna Drochet is an Oaks filly. She just looks like it. And I find it very interesting
She's
that
10 to 1 at the moment. Eh?
Clyde, I'm going to watch the race with a bit of interest in that I've had a small bet on Drumna Drochet. If Hazy Daisy wins, I'll just be as happy.
Sure.
Or be just as happy. But from the get-go, I said this filly, once she gets a bit of ground, she's going to flourish. And I find it very interesting that they've taken the blinkers off. Little Miss Million, she keeps finding that finishing effort.
Yeah, it's some money for her.
I mean, Daisy Jones is not out of it.
Charge it, surely.
Charge it.
Big runner.
I mean,
Great to have
Clyde.
Alison Wright and Kevin Wright come back again.
Good luck to whoever takes odds on Hazy Daisy. I hope she wins for you.
Okay.
But not for me at that price. And that's the only reason why I'm not going for it, because of the price.
We're going to be at Turffontein on Saturday. We're there on Champions Day. Yes, we look forward to seeing you. That Daryl Marie selection in the 10th race, Hazy Daisy and Drumna Drochet. And then those horses to follow. That's pretty much how we see the outcome of the Wilgeborstdrift Bridget Oppenheimer South African Oaks. It's going to be great. The ending of the Wilgeborstdrift Triple Tiara. Thank you for watching Betway's Waiter to Win.